Greet Priscilla and Aquila, my helpers in Christ Yahushua,
You
whom
see?
have for my life.
Right. So he said, greet Priscilla and Aquila, and you find that Acts chapter 18. Aquila and Priscilla is the one that discovered Apollos. Apollos was a man that was mighty in the scriptures, but only had the understanding of John the Baptist at the moment. And then they gave them the other half of the understanding of Yahushua. He became even more mighty. Right. So these are some of Paul's fellow laborers that he's working with. All right. So you have Priscilla and Aquila, right? Now jump to verse 5.
Verse 5. Likewise, greet the church that is in their house. Salute my well-beloved Epaphroditus, who is the first fruits of Achalia unto Christ.
Right. So he said, greet the church that is what? In their house. Right? Their house was known as a church. And then he's giving out the different names that he's giving greetings to. He's basically giving a shout out to. Read verse 6.
Verse 6. Greet Mary, who bestowed much labor on us.
You see, he's giving a shout out to everybody.
Right.
God, giving exhortation.
Right, exhortation. Read verse 7 now.
Con, verse 7. Salute Andronius and Junia, my kinsmen and my fellow prisoners, who are of the note among the apostles, who also were in Christ before me.
Right, so he's greeting two more names that he's giving shout out to, right? So if you keep going on, verse 8, greet Amphilius, salute to Urbane and Stachys, verse 9, verse 10, Ephalis, Aristobulus, and just non-stop. It just keep going. Salute to Herodian, my kinsmen.
I see
greet them that be of the household of Narcissus, which are in the Lord.
Right.
You see that?
And Shalaki King.
Khan.
And narcissist is not the same meaning that we use today.
I noticed that. Khan.
Right. Narcissist, this meaning is actually a flower. It's a type of flower.
And yo, it's crazy what you're bringing out, Shemaiah, because that's actually in the video I'm about to bring out. The narcissist is the flower that specifically what you just said. It's crazy, yeah.
How ironic.
Right, and one more thing
you keep
about
going down, huh?
Cap, you was right. It was travel. Is that I'm reading the 1611. You know the words is crazy in there, so they put extra words in there. So that's what messed me up. But when I looked at the regular KJV, the standard, it does says travel.
Hey, but you can also travel while in travail.
Come on, bring it out, King.
So that's chapter 16. Paul's shouting out everybody that he dealt with. He dealt with a lot of people, man. Well, all the church brothers and sisters, all throughout the different cities, states, continents, and everything. So he was loved by a lot of people. So
and just to land me back, what the Cap is talking about, it's like us right here in the body. It's like our sisters don't actually labor like the way the men labor in the street teaching, but they labor when we gather together, have a feast day, and they serving brothers. That's a form of labor too. And without our our beautiful sisters providing that service for the men, a lot of us we probably wouldn't be eating that right,
right. Yes, everybody got a part to play, even with arms, help with the feast days, garments, all of this stuff. So many. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do a lesson on that. Yeah, I'm gonna do a lesson. Yeah, I yield.
You all right, I guess we ready to start it up. So, I think we on, right? We live. We recording. All right, Khan. So I just want to give all praise to the Most High Yahweh, right? I want to give all honors, glory, and praise to the Most High Yahweh by Hashem Mashiach Yahweh Shai. I want to say double honors to the elders of HOY, all of our mighty elders, our mighty captains in the different states and different cities, right? There's your brother Joshua, Zebulon, HOY, and Y, and J. and we here with another Tuesday, iron sharpening iron, right? And today, this specific class is going to be about narcissists. This was one of my first classes about 2 years ago, and I felt like, the spirit just got on me that I felt like it was time to bring another one out, because it's still so much information, it's still so much lingering, of that spirit amongst our community, right? And a lot of us is unaware, a lot of us still don't know. So I'm just here to bring that information and cause a huge, massive dent in the kingdom of darkness. That's my plan, that's my mission here today. All right. So, I just want to say the water to all you brothers and sisters for joining me on this, just being here with me today. So let's get the first scripture right. So you see the title. The title says a Narc's key weapon is anarchy, right? So a narc is short for narcissist, right? Their weapon is anarchy. So let's start off with the first scripture, because I feel like it's going to be heavy tonight. We're going to drop some jewels, we're going to bring it out, and this is what we're here to do. Let's get the classic. Let's get 1 Samuel chapter 15 verse 23. And when everybody have it, please say Khan.
Salakia, 1 Samuel chapter 15 verse 23.
Khan, mighty king.
Khan. This is the book
when you got it, bring it out.
Khan, this is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 15 verse 23. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he hath also rejected thee from being king.
Khan, the water, right? So it's very important that you want to pay attention to this, right? Because if you have that rebellious spirit on you, right, is the same thing as you performing in witchcraft. Because a lot of them, if y'all don't know, that a narcissist is just a personality disorder. A matter of fact, a narcissist, right, is actually a permanent personality disorder, meaning that they have been done so much damage as a child that they haven't really fully developed. So they may be an adult, but they still have very immature ways, and you will see it manifesting. We're gonna get into the precepts. We're gonna bring out what are these traits looking like, what are the behaviors, right? Because it's just nothing more but a low vibration, y'all. It's nothing more but just a low emotional vibration. There's an actual chart out there, and I feel like I gotta bring this out and show it to y'all, because a lot of us, we still don't know about these things, right? So I want y'all to know, right? So we got our psychiatrists, we got these doctors with the titles on them, right? So they created this this manual, this book, right? There's like 5 different books, which is the part of the DSM-5, right? The DSM-5 is the diagnostic statistical manual, I believe it's called, right? And it's the 5th edition. So they got 5 editions. They keep upgrading, removing what's unnecessary, adding new things to it. But a lot of these traits is found amongst our people, is also found right here in Israel, right? And it's not just in our nation, it's also on the heathens too. It's not just found here in America, it's also found overseas. So this spirit is not bound to just one part of the particular land. This, not even the waters could bound that spirit. It goes across the water. It's over here in America, it's over overseas. This thing is worldwide, right? So I'm just trying to show y'all that if there's a huge, massive body of water, that doesn't separate, that doesn't save you from this spirit. This spirit could travel. You got to remember, in the spiritual realm, there's no boundaries. You're able to move freely in the spiritual realm, right? So let me get into a few things real quick. I'm gonna show y'all a couple of stuff, and then we're gonna line it up with scriptures once more again, right? I know I brought this out before in the past, but I have to bring it out again one more time, right? So bear with me real quick while I pull this up. So bear with me real quick. Okay, here we go. I'm pulling this up. All right, bang, here we go. All right. All right. So now I got to share the screen. Says, all right. So now we got this. Y'all could see? Can y'all see what I could see?
Yeah, Khan.
All right. So now, do y'all know what we looking at here? Right? This is a emotional vibrational chart, right? These are the low vibrations because the narcissists are shame-based individuals. Shame, is showing their nakedness. Shame, they always in some sort of folly. They always in iniquity, right? And everything, all their life decisions, it brings nothing but huge shame onto themselves, right? So they know this about themselves. But right here at the bottom of the chart, this is where you find these, these demonic spirits. The first narcissist was the spiritual demon Satan, and everything that came after that is that same spirit that follows him. See, so the spiritual demon Satan, he's into loving himself. What's more important to him is his image, is his reputation. The same thing with a narcissist is their image, their ego, their inflated ego is something that's more important than the Most High. It's more important about how they feel, their grandiosity, and all these things, right? But I want to show y'all something. Ashiar, Barbara Kashar, can you please get me uh the fruit of the spirit, Galatians 5:22. I want to break this down and I want to show y'all something because we have these people who are shame-based individuals is where you find the narcissists. And from time to time, they come out to hunt. And when they come out to hunt, they go up here where they don't belong. And then people like us who has these things, who has things like what? Like peace in their life, things like joy, things like love. Their job is to mirror you, to act like they also have that in their life, for they could be like-minded to you, for like that they could find you, get you, probably get you in the bed, probably rush you real quick to have sex with you, right? For you will not pay attention to their personalities, their traits, and their job is to come up here and us, we make the mistake by giving them legal access into our lives, into our homes, into the proximity of our being, right? And they leave here and they go up here hunting. When they find somebody who has these traits, love, joy, and peace, their job is to take them and bring them down using fear tactics, right? Because misery loves company. Satan don't want to be down there by himself, so his job is to deceive as many people as he can. It works. Why you think the 2/3 gotta go, right? So let's everybody, when y'all get Galatians 5:22, we dealing with the fruit of the spirit. You can bring it out, Ashia.
Khan, King. This is Galatians chapter 5:22. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace,
Salakia,
long.
let's stop right there. Salakia, let's stop right there. That's the main part I wanted to make. When you see they talking about the fruit of the Spirit, these people who have peace in their life, people who have joy, people who have love, right? These are high emotional, vibrational people. They not looking to hurt somebody. They not looking to lie to somebody, cheat on somebody, deceive somebody. These people up here, they believe that they could live an honest life and still win. But the shame-based individuals, you got to remember, a narcissist, their very first language is lying. That's the first thing they good at. That's the first thing they mastering, right? Their first language is lying. So everything that comes after that is just a lying manipulative spirit. You see what I'm saying? So y'all understand that if you've been living life in peace and you have joy because of the peace you have, then you're able to have love for these things, love for yourself, self-love, love for others, and you will see it manifesting, right? But there's people who have to fake having this. And this is why they cannot sustain that character. This is why when they put on that mask, they can't even last there too long. What, give them about a month, 2 months, maybe even a year. A year is not really that long, right? Because after a while, you're going to see their ugly heads start to rear out with all that shame, guilt, grief, fear, even anger, pride. Look, you see it. As you leave the higher emotional vibrational energy, as you leave the top part, and you start to go low, you see how worse this gets. You know, you leave up here and now you're dealing with pride, you're dealing with anger. Anger is just one letter away from danger. You see what I'm saying? So fear, man. You know, let's get another one. Let's get Shemaya's classic, 2 Timothy 1:7. Let's get that one real quick. Right? We got to get into this a little bit. Fear is the acronym that I like to use, is just a false emotion appearing real. That's all fear is. And that little fear is Satan's devices that he sows those little seeds of doubt into your mind, into your body, your spirit. And that's where the fear comes from. Bring it out, King, when you got it.
This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 1 and verse 7. For God have not given us the spirit of fear.
Salakia, let's stop right there. The Most High never gave us the spirit of fear. So if the Most High didn't give us the spirit of fear, who gave it to us? You got it right. It's the enemy, your adversary, the devil, right? What we talking about, the spiritual demon Satan, not the counterpart, the what so-called white man. We're not talking about that right now. We just focus on the spirit that's behind it, right? So here comes Satan sowing them seeds of doubt, right? Read on.
For God have not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind.
Right? He gave us a spirit of power, of love, and of a sound mind. If you have fear, you can't have none of these things. If you have fear, you can't have power. If you have fear, you can't even have love, because you so much in fear, you scared of love. You scared to try again. Why? Because one narcissist did you dirty in the past. You scared to start over and try again. You see that? You see how these different things, it plays with your mind, right? If you have fear, there's no way a person with fear could have a sound mind. You see a man with a sound mind, this is a fearless man. He don't feel nothing. Only he fears is nothing more but the Most High, the Almighty Creator himself. That's the only thing in this world that you should be fearing. You see what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? Right? Let me get a con if y'all with me still.
Con.
Right? Okay, con. Right? So let's let's see what else I want to talk about, right? So remember, a narcissist, their first language is lying, right? They have they such habitual liars. They chronic liars, right? They pathological liars, right? And all these things has to deal with that shame, right? It goes back. They shame-based individuals, right? So let's see what I want. Let's get into the first video. That's what I'm gonna do. Can y'all still see the screen?
Gone.
All right.
Con.
All right. So if I play it, will y'all let me know if y'all hear it? Just say con if y'all can hear it. Y'all can hear it?
No,
it's on mute.
All right, con. So that means I have to share the sound. All right, let me see how I do that. Let's see, maybe I have to. Is it a new share? Oh, I think I have to stop it first. Pause share, and then I have to put new share, I think. Right, share. All right, I hope this works. Can y'all hear it now?
Not yet, King.
Okay, y'all can hear it. Okay.
I don't hear
All right,
anything.
so
We don't hear nothing yet.
y'all don't hear? Oh, y'all don't hear nothing?
No, King.
All right, hold on a second. Let me see. Resume share. All right, let me see now. What about now?
Nope.
Nothing? All right, let me see. How you do this again? I know it's been a while. I got to pause share.
No, just and stop the whole sharing, and then
How
when
you
you
stop
do,
it?
when you
Oh,
okay, let me stop it for you.
okay.
Okay, go back
Okay.
and do a share again, and when you do the share, look, you should see share sound, and you also might see
Oh, I
a button
see
that
it. I
says
see it now.
optimize
Now,
for video.
so I got
flow.
to click both of them?
Yeah, do both of them.
Okay, I see it now. All right, the Water King. All right, here we go. All right, so it should be good now, right?
Way before the first selfie, the ancient Greeks and...
Okay, con. All right, watch this.
Way before the first selfie, the ancient Greeks and Romans had a myth about someone a little too obsessed with his own image. In one telling, Narcissus was a handsome guy wandering the world in search of someone to love. After rejecting a nymph named Echo, he caught a glimpse of his own reflection in a river and fell in love with it. Unable to tear himself away, Narcissus drowned. A flower marked the spot where he died, and we call that flower the Narcissus. The myth captures the basic idea of narcissism, elevated and sometimes detrimental self-involvement. But it's not just a personality type that shows up in advice columns. It's actually a set of traits classified and studied by psychologists. The psychological definition of narcissism is an inflated, grandiose self-image. To varying degrees, narcissists think they're better looking, smarter, and more important than other people, and that they deserve special treatment. Psychologists recognize two forms of narcissism as a personality trait: grandiose and vulnerable narcissism. There's also narcissistic personality disorder, a more extreme form, which we'll return to shortly. Grandiose narcissism is the most familiar kind, characterized by extroversion, dominance, and attention-seeking. Grandiose narcissists pursue attention and power, sometimes as politicians, celebrities, or cultural leaders. Of course, not everyone who pursues these positions of power is narcissistic. Many do it for very positive reasons, like reaching their full potential or helping make people's lives better. But narcissistic individuals seek power for the status and attention that goes with it. Meanwhile, vulnerable narcissists can be quiet and reserved. They have a strong sense of entitlement, but are easily threatened or slighted. In either case, the dark side of narcissism shows up over the long term. Narcissists tend to act selfishly, so narcissistic leaders may make risky or unethical decisions, and narcissistic partners may be dishonest or unfaithful. When their rosy view of themselves is challenged, they can become resentful and aggressive. It's like a disease where the sufferers feel pretty good, but the people around them suffer. Taken to the extreme, this behavior is classified as a psychological disorder called narcissistic personality disorder. It affects 1 to 2% of the population, more commonly men. It is also a diagnosis reserved for adults. Young people, especially children, can be very self-centered, but this might just be a normal part of development. The 5th edition of the American Psychiatric Association's Diagnostic and Statistical Manual describes several traits associated with narcissistic personality disorder. They include a grandiose view of oneself, problems with empathy, a sense of entitlement, and a need for admiration or attention. What makes these traits a true personality disorder is that they take over people's lives and cause significant problems. Imagine that instead of caring for your spouse or children, you used them as a source of attention or admiration. Or imagine that instead of seeking constructive feedback about your performance, you instead told everyone who tried to help you that they were wrong. So what causes narcissism? Twin studies show a strong genetic component, although we don't know which genes are involved. But environment matters too. Parents who put their child on a pedestal can foster grandiose narcissism, and cold, controlling parents can contribute to vulnerable narcissism. Narcissism also seems to be higher in cultures that value individuality and self-promotion. In the United States, for example, narcissism as a personality trait has been rising since the 1970s, when the communal focus of the 60s gave way to the self-esteem movement and a rise in materialism. More recently, social media has multiplied the possibilities for self-promotion. Though it's worth noting that there's no clear evidence that social media causes narcissism. Rather, it provides narcissists a means to seek social status and attention. So can narcissists improve on those negative traits? Yes. Anything that promotes honest reflection on their own behavior and caring for others, like psychotherapy or practicing compassion towards others, can be helpful. The difficulty is, it can be challenging for people with narcissistic personality disorder to keep working at self-betterment. For a narcissist, self-reflection is hard from an unflattering angle.
Con. So, did y'all learn something right there real quick? Right?
Con.
So they said that this thing, it can't be treated, and but it says that they can work on it, which is actually a lie, because if they can work on it, a lot of them will probably put themselves in some sort of treatment and some sort of therapy. But a lot of times that's not even the case. A lot of times they never going to see the problem within themselves. A lot of times they so focus on the blame shifting that they continue to point out other people's problems when they feel that they're under attack, right? So let's get I'm gonna bring something else out real quick, because the title of this lesson today is a Narc's weapon is anarchy. So we're gonna get the word and bring that out real quick. Let's I'm gonna share the screen again. Oh, where we at? Okay, share screen. And this is what I want right here. All right, y'all can see the screen?
Con.
All right, so now check this out. Right, we're gonna when I pull this up, I want Ashiya to read this, Barbara Shaw, but we're gonna look up the word anarchy, right? Oh, I didn't put the whole word in there. All right, and Barbara Shaw, do me a favor and read this, King.
Con. Anarchy. Absence of government.
Wait, let's stop right there. That means that they live in a life lawlessly, right? There's no government. There's no Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah in their life. There's none of that. If it's a female narc, there's no husband involved, or they probably may have many different husbands. That's just dirty. But let's continue on. Read B.
A state of lawlessness or political disorder due to the absence of governmental authority.
Right. So they can't deal with order. Let's get first Corinthians chapter 14, verse 40. Let's get that real quick.
Con.
And when everybody have it, please say con.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 14 and verse 40. And it reads, let all things be done decently and in order.
Decently and what?
Decently and in order.
Decently and in order, right? And if you're not doing things decently and you're not doing things in order, then what does that mean? That it means you're out of order. It means you have a disorder. And then we see what it said right here in B. It said
a state of lawlessness or political disorder due to the absence of governmental authority.
Right, read.
Society of individuals who enjoy complete.
Number C, it says a utopian society, right?
So yeah, it's kind of like a little microscopic, but it's
right.
A utopia society of individuals who enjoy complete freedom without government.
No laws. They don't want no laws. They want to live a life with no strings attached, they forget about the 10 commandments. They all going off into whatever adultery, whatever it is. You know, they not with no laws, no government, and we know that the kingdom of darkness, they thrive off of chaos and disorder, chaos and confusion. Right. Let's read number 2 and A.
Absence or denial of any authority or established order.
Right. Read on.
Absence of order. Disorder.
Right. So the absence of order, or the opposite of order, the opposite of decency and order, is a disorder. And now you see this lining directly up with the narcissistic personality disorder. That's why it's called the disorder, because what happens is we showing y'all that the Most High had gave them over to a reprobate mind, right? We showing that, right? We showing that. Why? Because what happens is a lot of us have suffered through whatever may have experienced dysfunctional homes, or may have experienced some type of form of abuse or trauma, but there's a difference. Some of us actually survived out of that thing, but some of us falls into that narcissist lifestyle and play the victimhood. Some of us, because there's that saying that's going around, they say, oh, hurt people hurt people. It's not actually true. I've been hurt. I don't want to hurt people. You know what I mean? So these narcissists, they've been hurt as a child by their caretakers or whatever environment they grew up in, and now they learn the hurt because it was shown by their parents or caretakers, and now their goal in life is to hurt others. Their focus is to destroy others. Their focus is to be very manipulative, calculated, right? And very cunning, right? So I just wanted to bring all this out, how it's important, you know, and the word is a Narc's weapon, and a Narc is found in anarchy. So all this ties in together. You see what I'm saying? So a Narc's weapon is anarchy. That's their weapon. Their weapon is the disorder, right? Because they cannot function well in society because they have a disorder. So a person like this who's living life lawlessly, no strings attached, no boundaries. We got to learn healthy boundaries, y'all. A lot of us, we grew up from that without having any boundaries, right? And since we didn't learn any boundaries, we come across these disordered people who also don't have no boundaries, right? So sometimes it's a good thing to, to say no, to learn to turn people down. That's a good healthy boundary you would have in your life, right? So, just bringing some of that out. This is the definition of anarchy, and it lines up. A narc. This is their weapon. They use anarchy to create massive destruction, right? But that's Satan using his distractions, right? You see brothers, they out there in the highways and the hedges, they got the spirit on them, right? These demons see us in the spiritual realm. Why? Because we trying to come back to that marvelous light, right? We trying to come back and serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai in decency, sincerity, and truth, and in order, right? But the kingdom of darkness, they don't want that. Spiritual demon Satan does not want that. So what he's going to do? He's going to send his little minions, his toys. He's going to send everything to distract us. And if you're a mighty man of Yahweh, he's going to send you a wicked female, right? And brothers, I tell you a lot of times, me, I could be cutting myself on this. So this ain't just the information I bring out for everybody. This is also for myself too, right? Because a lot of times what happens, brothers is out there, brothers is single, sometimes it won't be as easy to talk to a sister because, sisters, they got their boundaries, and that's fine. That's okay. That's a normal, healthy person, right? It's good to have boundaries. I embrace that. But sometimes, if there's no available sister for a brother who may be looking for a rib, right? A lot of times if they don't see it within the body or the congregation, a lot of times they'll go outside of the body, right? And they'll go and find themselves a woman in the world. A lot of times that be the biggest mistake, because a lot of times a man thinks that they could convert a worldly woman, right, or a toxic woman, and show her and teach her this truth. But it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because you want somebody who already knows the law, statutes, and commandments. You're going to want somebody who's coming to you fixed already. You don't want nobody coming with all this baggage from their past, and previous relationships or whatnot. Right. So, all right. So we got all that going on, and right. So let me end this, sharing this, and let me bring out some more stuff. Let me find. All right. So we're going to stop sharing. Right. So now I want to get into, let's touch a little bit on the reprobate mind, right? Let's go a little bit into there. Let's get Romans chapter 1, verse 26. And when everybody have it, please say con. And when you got it, you could bring it on. Con.
Con King. This is Romans chapter 1 and verse 26.
Right.
For this cause God gave them up unto vile affections. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the women, burn in their lusts one towards another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves the recompense of their error.
Well, Salakia, let's get to the main point I want to make is wait, where you at so far? What verse you on?
I was on 27. It's the next verse, 28.
All right, yeah, get to 28. Let's bring that one out.
Verse 28. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge.
Salakia, let's stop right there. So a narcissist, they don't like to retain God in their knowledge, right? They have that form of godliness, but their actions don't line up with their words. And mind you, I could bear witness to this, because I'm not saying to the sisters that we know, but I done seen the sister who knows so much about Israelites. She knows all about fringes, dresses, all of this stuff she may know. But guess what? She don't keep no feast days. She is out of order, right? When I say out of order, I mean she don't dress in a modest apparel. She still put her jeans on. She don't even wear fringes, but she knows so much about being a Hebrew Israelite. She may know that she's from the tribe of Zebulon, but you don't see her with no Israelites at all, right? And if she is with Israelites, she or he, this could go either way. It don't really matter. I'm just bringing out for talking points, right? It doesn't matter if what you call it, they know all these things. I mean, what I was gonna say is you may see them with Israelites, but the Israelites that they with is probably the worldly Israelites, the ones who's not in the faith, the ones who are not in the truth, right? So I'm gonna share something with y'all, right? To be honest, narcissists, they got these traits, like 9 different traits, and they lack empathy. You need empathy is a part of love, right? And it's crazy because sometimes when we deal with people, right? Real quick, let's get another one. Let's get Second Corinthians chapter 11 verse 14. Let's get that real quick, right? When everybody have it, please say con.
Con.
All right, con. Bring it out, King.
Con. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 14.
Right.
And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
You see that? So if Satan is out here transforming himself to an angel of light, the same thing could happen with your partners, whether you're a man and there's a female that comes into your life, or whether you're a female and there's a man that comes into your life. But if Satan is out here transforming himself and disguising himself, right? How you going to know or tell or distinguish that the person that you're talking with or courting with, how you going to know they a whole demon and a whole devil if Satan himself is transforming himself to an angel of light? How you going to know these things? You're not going to know because why? You're still not aware yet. You're still trusting, right? And you're trusting the wrong things, right? Because narcissists, they have that grandiose. They could be very charming people. They have their way of using gifts as a form of like love bombing and stuff like that. So they just do those things to for you could put your guard down, right? That's the reason why they really go hard and they do these things. And I really, really want to express the fact how narcissists actually hate love. They hate to love and they hate to be loved. You know why? Because they never got it as a child, right? Let me I wrote a couple of things down and I just want to read it to y'all real quick. I feel like it's important. I feel like it's going to help y'all out, right? So if y'all not able to take a couple of notes, I'm glad that we're running the live, right? But this is going to be some good information for the people, right? So check this out. I was letting y'all know narcissists, they hate love. They hate to be loved. And you may feel or seem like they lovable people, but they don't, that's not love, it's lust. Lust ain't never loved nobody, right? They just want to get their groove on. That's not love. That's a lustful demon, right? So check this out. I wrote this down, right? I could bring for y'all today, right? But check it out. I put all this information to back up why narcissists hate love and why they hate to be loved, right? So a narcissist hate love. Many victims of narcissistic abuse believe that they can love the narcissist into loving them, right? But that's the biggest mistakes we all can make, right? You can't love a narcissist into loving you. They don't have love for nobody, not even for their own parents, right? So check it out. Many victims of narcissistic abuse believe that they could love the narcissist into loving them, but this never works. The narcissist was abused and neglected as a child every day for many years. They were told that they are not good enough for anyone or anything. It was drilled into their heads daily, right? This is being drilled into them. So when you're dealing with a narcissist, just know this person you're dealing with, they running on a negative narrative 24/7. Imagine how difficult that would be for you to deal with somebody like that. Damn, this person coming with, yo, this person will find every problem for your solution. How can you deal with that? Right? The Bible said, can two walk together unless y'all be agreed? You not going to be in agreement with a narcissist. They are the real ops, right? They in opposition to what you about, especially if you want to serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. This ain't the type of person you want to hook up with, right? So for many years, they were told that they are not good enough or anything, right? It was drilled into their heads that they are not lovable, that they do not deserve to be loved. When you try to love the narcissist, it's an insult to them. You know why? Because it may even cause a narcissistic injury, right? They they have a fragile ego, so they get easily offended, and then they get very defensive, and you see that, right? Like a lot of times for a normal person, we won't take things that won't really be that serious. We probably give it an energy like a 2, but to a narcissist, something that we would give a normal minded person will give energy that's like only a level 2. Here come the narcissist coming with the energy on 1,000. They don't even be that serious, and here they come trying to go all out, right? So it may cause a narcissistic injury. The reason for this is because what you are doing is basically too little, too late, right? The narcissist is thinking in their minds, where were you when they needed you? Where was you when they was a child and they needed you? You wasn't there. So now here you come trying to love on them, but guess what? It's too late, y'all, right? As though they expected you to know exactly what they wanted at a specific time and place before you even met, right? When you try to love the narcissist, it triggers them to reflect on specific times and places where they really wanted to be loved, right? They really wanted to be accepted, but no one was there for them. So here you come along many decades later after the abuse took place. They probably done, suffered all type of stuff, molestation, incest, all these different things, creating all those traumas that they never let go, right? So check this out. They really wanted to be accepted, but no one was there for them. So here you come many decades later trying to love the narcissist. Guess what? Is a joke. It's an insult because because in the narcissist's mind, they have been waiting there for years and you never showed up. When you try to love them, you are displaying something they wanted for a very long time and never had it, as though you're peeling off the scab from their wound, right? So the narcissist was once a child who wanted nothing more than to feel loved and accepted by their narcissistic parent. They did everything they could in an attempt to win their approval. They may have done everything the narcissist parent wanted, worked hard in school, cleaned the home, and even made dinner. These are all attempts to win the narcissist. These are all attempts to win the narcissistic parent's approval. Of course, narcissists take everything for granted. They can never be satisfied or fulfilled, and nothing is ever enough for them. So when the child did something to win the narcissistic parent's approval, such as working hard in school and getting a B in an exam, the narcissistic parent is not thinking about how great it is that you got that B. They are thinking that you are not good enough because you didn't get the A. You didn't even get an A. And if you did get an A, they might be mildly satisfied with that. But once you got it, they're already thinking about what you need to achieve next. And that A is quickly forgotten about. So the narcissist as a child was constantly chasing approval of their narcissistic parent, something which is impossible to achieve. They wanted nothing more than to feel loved and accepted by their narcissistic parent. Decades later, you come along and try to love the narcissist. It's a joke to them. It's an insult. They become frustrated and resentful towards you, like they probably was as a teenager towards their narcissistic parent. They needed that love and acceptance a long time ago. Narcissists also have deep hatred towards people of the opposite sex. This is due to a trauma they experienced when they were younger, which they never reflected on or tried to resolve. Since then they have decided that all men or women are this way. It's a learned behavior, right? It's a learned behavior, but they have it assumed that love is just something you use to get whatever you want, right? It's not something meaningful or something you take seriously to them, right? They see it as a weakness, something to be exploited, to extract whatever it is that you want from that person, right? Due to their traumas, they have become self-absorbed, and now, like empathy, they don't care about what anybody else wants. So the only way the narcissist is going to stick around is if you give them whatever they want, right? Whether it's money, material things, or sex, giving them love isn't going to work, y'all, because it will only be seen as a joke or an insult and will likely cause a narcissistic injury, right? When you try to love the narcissist, it's seen as a weakness. To be loved is to be known, accepted, and understood. The narcissists believe that they are beyond human understanding. They are too complex to be accepted by you. When you try to love the narcissist, you are threatening their belief of being unique. In the narcissist's mind, they are thinking that anyone can have love. Anyone can be loved, even animals. The narcissist looks down on these weak, vulnerable people trying to love each other, and how they do not require such basic standard emotions or qualities which everyone else so desperately desires. As I said earlier, the narcissist does not believe that they are lovable. The narcissist's parents' put downs and criticisms were programmed into their minds as a child. As the narcissist got older, they developed an inner dialogue or an inner critic. You may tell the narcissist that you love them, but the narcissist is not hearing what you are saying. All they are hearing in their minds is their own inner voice, which may be saying that they are worthless and insignificant. It triggers them to reflect on all their faults, mistakes, insecurities, right? Flaws and imperfections, reminding them that they are not good enough, that they are not worthy of deserving love, right? So, Salakia, yeah. So this stuff I'm bringing out, is some heavy stuff, right? So, like I was saying, it triggers them to reflect on all their faults, mistakes, insecurities, flaws, imperfections, right? All their flaws and imperfections, reminding them that they are not good enough, that they are not worthy of deserving love, right? But check this out. This may not have anything to do with your motive, right? You may be trying to tell them that you love them, but the narcissist cannot hear what you are saying because they have been listening to that internal dialogue their entire lives. They don't really care about what your motive is. What matters is what they are hearing in their own minds, right? So you could try to explain to them that you do not hate them or your motives are not negative, but it's not going to affect how they see you. They are not going to believe what you are saying to them because of the because of the inner because of the internal dialogue, the inner critic in their minds. The narcissist cannot accept being treated respectfully by you. It makes them feel uncomfortable. They expect to be treated bad or in a negative way. It's as though they are almost waiting for you to act in this way towards them. This is why they will this is why they will appear to push and provoke you for no reason. Their inner dialogue or inner critic will even devalue you and focus on your faults, mistakes, flaws, insecurities, and imperfections. Now you're not good enough for them. You're not worthy or deserving of their love. They do not feel comfortable with you liking or respecting them. They do not feel comfortable with liking Salakia. It's I said they do not feel comfortable with you liking or respecting them. They do not feel comfortable with you liking or they do not feel comfortable uh, with you liking or respecting you. It goes against their internal dialogue, their inner critic, right? It goes it goes against what they were told by their narcissistic parent, which is now what they believe about themselves. So they will push, provoke you to fulfill by expectation of you treating them bad or in a negative way. It eases the tension within them, right? It makes them feel more comfortable. Their disorder is fixed in such a perfect way where the exact things that they need to hear from you is the exact things that they need to understand, which will override that internal dialogue or inner critic, right? Are the exact things that the disorder has been programmed to deny or block out the most when the narcissist witnesses a person display love to someone else, whether it's someone in their family or person. They don't know this will cause a narcissistic injury. The narcissist is pathologically envious and jealous, right? They might become passive aggressive, or they will plot to separate the family or sabotage and destroy the relationship because that display of love is triggering the narcissist to reflect on their lack of love for themselves and other people. You may believe that you love the narcissist. Love is very high on the emotional vibrational frequency chart, while narcissists are shame-based individuals, and shame is the lowest emotion on the vibrational chart of frequency, which means that there's no way you could really love a narcissist. When you are around them, you will be pulled down to a low frequency within the range of fear. What you experienced with the narcissist was not love, it was attachment. For love to exist, the two people must be self-love abundant, emotionally vulnerable with each other. Narcissists are predatory, always plotting on some form of abuse or manipulation on someone, which means that they are rarely even in the present moment. They are always ruminating in the past or anticipating in the future. This makes it impossible for them to ever experience love, whether it's abuse or manipulation. There is no love, right? So that was my piece on the reason why narcissists hate love. They hate to love and they hate to be loved, right? It's all an illusion, y'all. That's all it is with them. It's all an illusion, right? So just in case a lot of y'all forget what love is, there's 16 attributes found in the Bible that we're about to bring out right now, right? Let's get what I want. I believe it's First Corinthians chapter 13. Let me double check though. Right? Let's get that and hold it real quick. Let me see. Right? Yeah, First Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 4. We're gonna show y'all, we're gonna show and prove to y'all what love looks like when everybody have it, please say calm. Right? First Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4. When you got it, you can bring it out.
Okay. This is First Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 4. Charity suffereth long and is kind.
Salakia. It said charity suffereth long and is kind. Right? So a lot of times you would see they don't have that long suffering. The first time you do them wrong, they ready to break out. They ready to run back to their ex-boyfriend or whatever. Or if it's a man, their ex-girlfriend. You know, you just switch the gender roles. That's all it is. You know, this could go to either gender, right? So they don't suffer long. The first time you make them suffer, they up out of there, right? And it's kind. They not always kind. Narcissists are not always kind people, right? Read on.
Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth it not itself. Is not puffed up.
Right? So, Salakia, it is not puffed up, but we see that that's one of their traits, the grandiosity. They're always puffing themselves up. Look at me. Look how great I am. Look how beautiful I look. Look at you know, like I said, if it's a woman, she might be showing her behind on social media. She may be dressed in the attire of a harlot, right? Or if it's a man, you could also apply that to a man. But it is not puffed up, right? Verse 5.
Verse 5. Do not behave itself unseemly. Seek it not her own. Is not easily provoked, thinking it not no evil.
Slakia, right? So it said, do it not behave itself unseemly. A lot of times the way they behave, it is unseemly, right? It's seeking not after her own. Because a lot of times they out for they all about themselves. No, they fought. Remember, we showed you what in the word anarchy, they fall up under the rules of nobody. They don't want to be governed, right? So right, they worry and focus more about their own, how they feel, how their image looks, how it's gonna look on their reputation, right? And it's not easily provoked, but we see them, they very edgy people, jumpy people. They tend to lash out, right? They one of their main traits where you would notice, or that red flag was a huge, is that raging. The rage, when you see the rage come out, that's not a normal behavior. That's a grown person with performing a baby temper tantrum. Grown people are not supposed to be raging like that, yelling and screaming to the top of their lungs. Like, you're nobody's parent to be doing stuff like that. You know what I mean? So when we deal with each other, we got to come with that spirit of meekness, everything done in humbleness. A lot of times they don't even like to get checked. Scripture says we gotta pray for that rebuke. You rebuke a narcissist, that's going to cause a narcissistic injury. They're going to flee from you. They're going to run from you. They're not going to want to be around you or deal with you because they don't like to get checked. That's why I said Proverbs 1:7, a fool hates correction. They are that fool, right? So, let's see, it's not easily provoked and thinking no evil. A lot of them is always doing evil and wicked things, man, right? A lot of them believe that the only way they could win in this society and win in life, the only way they believe they could win is through lying, cheating, stealing. They don't believe that they could live an honest life and win, right? So a lot of times you're going to see a narcissist lie, cheat, steal, because in their minds, that's the only way how they could win. They don't believe that they could win in honesty, right? Verse 6. Let's read on.
Okay. Verse 6. Rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth.
You see that? So a lot of times we see them in their folly. You see them on their social medias, turning up all the time. You know, you know how bad it is? It's as bad to the point where, you know, you might see them using while they pregnant. You might see them probably lighting one up while they pregnant. You probably see them sipping some yang or a little wine while they pregnant. Be like that. Like they really don't care, right? I'm just giving some examples, or like I said, if it's for pertains to a man, you could aim it towards that too. I'm just giving some examples, right? So they rejoice in their iniquity, right? And they'll put it on their stories. They'll put it on their social media. And when you go and you looking and you watching, all they doing is just in their friends' houses, just turning up, shaking their behind, probably just done gave birth to a brand new baby, and they just there shaking it all over social media, drinks all over the place, probably smokes or whatever else you could use your imagination for. There's nothing. These people have a lot of addictions, narcissists, right? They deal with a lot of drug addictions and sex addictions, right? All these things is all forms of escapism. They use these things to escape. And a lot of times, some of them, like the ones I knew in the past, they needed that fix to even engage or even to be in the presence. Why? Because they're dealing with so much of that shame. They know what they really about. They know they past. They know their history. So they have to drug themselves up, probably get drunk, stone cold drunk and stuff, just so they could be able to engage in a sexual relationship with somebody else, right? Because they don't feel comfortable, right? So where we at? So they what it said? It said they rejoice in iniquity, but rejoice. It said rejoice not in iniquity, but rejoice in the truth, right? Let's read on verse 7.
On verse 7. Beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things.
Right, verse 8.
Charity never faileth, but whether there be prophecies, they shall fail.
Salakia, I think that's it on that. Right, so let's go back to the Romans 1 verse 28. I don't think I finished up there. Let's go back there. Romans chapter 1 verse 28. And when you get it, you could bring it out.
Romans chapter 1 and verse 28. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind.
Right.
To do those things.
Read.
To do those things which are not convenient.
Let's see what they talk about. Read on.
Being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters.
Salakia, let's stop right there. Malignity, right? So that word malignity, there's even a such thing called a malignant narc or a malignant narcissist. There's a vulnerable narcissist. There's a grandiosity or grandiose narcissist. There's different types, right? There's I think it's like 9 different types. Invisible narc, a benign narc. What's the other one? The brain cerebral narc. So there's different types. A malignant is one type of a narcissist, a malignant narcissist, right? Whispers, verse 30. Let's read on.
Backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who know the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death. Not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them.
Right. So what we see with a narcissist is that they are worthy of death. Why? Because they running with that death spirit attached on them, right? And we know that these demons, they come as legions. What are these spirits like? What is this stuff? Legions, right? They saying it's somewhere from 2,000 to 6,000 different unclean and demonic spirits, and we're going to expose some of that. Some of the traits were being spoken about right here: deceit, debate, malignity, murder, all those different things. But those unclean spirits, we would see it manifesting on the narcissist, right? We're going to see that with what they dealing with, that spirit of abandonment. They dealing with that spirit the spirit of rejection. They dealing with that spirit of pride, the spirit of lust, right? All these things are spirits to keep them stuck there. And if they don't see it, they don't realize it, they don't acknowledge it, and if they don't take accountability for their actions, Most High going to destroy them, man. It's plain and simple. A narcissist cannot make it into a kingdom. They have a permanent personality disorder. It's for life. So there's no way you could try to build with somebody who don't have no truth. Because I told you, a narcissist's first language is lies, is lying. That's their first language that they love. They learn to lie to people. They learn to manipulate, right? So they do a number of all these things. I want to get into another video before I get into a couple of more scriptures. I want to get the video. I want to get some more scriptures, and I also want to save a little bit of time to get into the Q&A portion of the lesson, and then we could just pray out. So far, I hope everybody's enjoying the lesson. Hopefully, y'all getting edified. So far, y'all learning something over here with your brother, Khan?
Khan.
Fine.
Khan. All right, all praises. I just want to make sure everybody's on board and paying attention. All right. I see your heart, Sister Javira. Shalom. All right. And shalom, everybody else in the building. My sister Nava, everybody in here. Sister Yiska, shalom, everybody. All right. So we're gonna get into this other video real quick. Let me bring it out. All right, so we got done with this one, and we up to this one right here.
Do you know someone who is or...
Y'all can hear it?
Khan.
Okay, so y'all can hear the sound. All right, I just want to make sure y'all can hear it.
might be a narcissist to the video. Do you know someone who is or might be a narcissist? Narcissistic personality disorder, also known as NPD, is characterized by a grandiose sense of self-importance, a deep-seated need for praise and attention, and a lack of empathy for others. But while the disorder itself is present in a rare few, a lot more people actually have narcissistic tendencies. Before we start, we'd like to mention these are just some examples of what a narcissist would say. After all, there are a variety of ways to say them. Also, if you relate to this video, please do not use the video to self-diagnose or diagnose others. A person who has narcissistic tendencies does not necessarily have a narcissistic personality disorder. With that said, here are 10 of the most common things narcissists say and what they really mean. 1. If you could have just one friend, who would it be? While it might seem like a harmless question, it's a subtle way for them to emotionally manipulate you. They may ask this in hopes that you'd say it's them. If you don't, they may get upset at you and give you the cold shoulder. It's a way for them to reaffirm their sense of self-importance and that you should choose them over your other friends. 2. We don't need anyone else. A common strategy narcissists use to keep you compliant and loyal to them is by isolating you from everyone else. While it may sound flattering when they tell you that all you need is each other, what they're really trying to do is make you dependent on them and them alone. They don't want to compete for your time and attention because they want you all for themselves. Number 3, you're always overreacting. Have they told you that you couldn't take a joke when you called them out for saying something hurtful? Did they say that you were too sensitive? A narcissist will never own up to the abuse they inflict on you, but rather trick you into thinking you're the one at fault. They'll make you second-guess yourself and, as a result, enable their bad behavior by rationalizing it, minimalizing it, or by making excuses for themselves. 4, not everything's about you. With a narcissist, everything needs to be about them, all the time. You can't ever steal the spotlight from them or they'll resent you for it. They don't care about your problems or what you're going through. Instead, they'll project their own self-centeredness onto you and make you feel guilty or embarrassed about taking the focus away from them, even if it's just for a second. Number 5, wow, no wonder nobody else likes you. To a narcissist, the key to keeping you in line is by destroying your sense of self-esteem and making you feel like you have no one else to turn to. The more alienated and alone you feel, the less likely you are to leave them. They may prey on your insecurities and make you think that no one else can ever love or care for you the way they do. Number 6, I always defend you to everyone else, and this is how you repay me? When a narcissist tells you this, it's for 3 reasons. Firstly, they want to turn you against the people you love by saying that they secretly hate you and talk about you behind your back. Secondly, they want to play the hero and swoop in to save the day. But mostly, they want to make you feel like you need to reward their so-called act of kindness by never speaking out against them and by paying them back with more loyalty, praise, and obedience. 7, you only succeed because of my help. A narcissist is likely to take credit for your accomplishments. They might brag about how you couldn't have done it without them, or how you owe them much for your success. They want to share in your glory and remind you that you're nothing without them. Number 8, don't let this get to your head. While they may pretend that they're happy and supportive of you, deep down, they're rooting against you. They want you to fail to make them feel more comfortable about themselves. No matter how well you do or how much you succeed, they'll find ways to make you feel less important than them. Number 9, I'm the best you'll ever have. Narcissists want you to think that they're the best thing that's ever happened to you. They want you to think that they're the best friend and romantic partner you've been looking for, and that it would be the biggest mistake of your life to leave them. Narcissists may also make it seem like they've stooped down to be with you, since you're unworthy of them. And number 10, I'm only doing this because I love you. Most importantly, narcissists will try to justify their mistreatment of you by saying that they're only doing it out of love, or that they have your best interest at heart. But what they may really mean is that they enjoy being able to control and exploit you for all that you give them. Did anyone in particular come to mind during this list? Do you think you might have a narcissist in your life? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video.
Right. So I hope it brought a little bit more, clarity to the situation, right? There was something that was being said at the end. Let me see, what was that real quick? Something about, hold on a second. Right, so there was something I wanted to bring out, but it's all right, it's fine. I'll get, we're gonna get some more scriptures on this. Let's get 2 Timothy chapter 3 and bring that out when you get a chance. Baba can show everybody 2 Timothy chapter 3.
Khan.
Yeah, we're just gonna bring some more traits out and to expose some more of this stuff, right? Bring it out.
2 Timothy 3 and 1.
Yeah, Khan, start from the top.
Khan. 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come.
Mm-hmm.
For men
Read.
shall be for men shall be lovers of their own selves,
Mm-hmm.
covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemous, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontented, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. For much such turn away.
Con. I appreciate it. Wait, what verse was that when you was in?
Verse 5, King.
Yes. The water. Can you read down to 7, verse 7?
Verse 7. Ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth.
Mm-hmm. Read.
Now as
Oh,
Janice.
Slakia.
Yeah,
Slakia. That was it, right? All
yeah, that
right.
was it. Yeah,
I think you skipped. Did you skip 6?
Oh, you said 7, but you want me to go all the way to 7?
Yeah, do 6 and
Uh,
7. Yeah, come.
con. Verse 6. For of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead
Mm-hmm.
captive silly women, laden with sins, led away with diver lust, ever learning
Salakia.
and
Salakia. When it says led away with divers lust, that's a lot of lust. The word divers, it means a lot, right? Like if y'all know anything about uh stocks and bonds and all that, they want you to have in your portfolio diversification. So that's the root word right there where you see diversification, diverse, right? All of that, it means many or a lot. All right, read on. 7.
led away with divers lust,
Come.
ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth.
Right. And you will see that, with the narcissists, they want to learn about so many things. They want to learn about being an Israelite. They want to learn about New Age religion or New World Order. They want to know all these different things. But what happens when you creating weariness to the flesh, right? We could prove that for y'all. Ecclesiastes 12 and 12. Let's get that. When everybody have it, please say con.
This is the
Right?
book of Ecclesiastes in the Old Testament, chapter 12 and verse 12. And further, by these, my son, be admonished of making many books, there is no end, and much studying is weariness of the flesh.
You see, so much study is weariness of the flesh. They want to know everything a lot of times. They want to study a little of this, they want to study a little of that, they want to study a little of everything, right? But you see somebody who's all over the place like that, they don't have a calm spirit, they don't have a calm soul, right? They always on a mission. They always have a secret agenda going on. They always plotting and scheming. You see what I'm saying? So that's the reason why we're bringing a lot of this stuff out, trying to shed some light on it, right? So I just want to make sure I bring all those things out. When you got to remember, it's like they dead already. Yeah, they got, because why do I say that? Because they have that death spirit attached to them. So it's like they fit right into the congregation of the dead, right? So what happens is what was shown to me, right, through the spirit. Somebody once showed this to me and they said, will we go to a cemetery to look for a love partner? Right? Because that's what we're doing when we make a narcissist our partner, a love partner, right? If we make a narcissist our love partner, is the same equivalence to us going to a cemetery looking for a lover. You know what happens there? If we look for a lover in the cemetery, right? You know what's down there. What's down there is rotten flesh, disintegrating bones, probably worms and all sorts of stuff flowing through the casket and all that. And what happens when you stay stuck with a person like that? All the stuff that's on them, that nastiness, that disgusting stuff, the worms and everything, that's going to start to transfer onto you. The more longer you hold on to them, the more longer you stay in that addiction ship, because it's never going to be a relationship. They always going to have something in the back burner. They never dependent on one specific person. The reason for that is because they suffer from chronic boredom. They get bored easily. And when you offer these things to a narcissist, that's bringing them to the finish line. You got to make them put the work in to get a chance to marry you. You meet this person and they done blinded you with the love bombing, which is actually an illusion, is a manipulative tactic that they use to get in, to get in cahoots with you, to get you to drop your guard, right? To make you weak, to make you vulnerable, right? And they know that they have chosen specific targets. Not everybody's their type. There's some people who really knows what time is it and what's going on, and they know to stay far away off the radar of that person. They are predators and they prey on the weak. So they look for they look for people who is low in self-esteem. They look for people who don't have, never had good healthy boundaries in their life. They look for people who got these unhealthy attachment styles. That's their targets. They don't find partners. They go after targets. They study you. They probably look through your social media and they fill you out. They see what you about, and then they know how to come in for the kill. Right? They know how to come in and they know how to hit you. They know how to hit you, and it's the same thing like a spider that injects her poisonous venom on you. That's what you do when a spider injects their poisonous venom on you. It paralyzes you, and that's what happens to a person when they engage in sexual relationships with a narcissist. A narcissist paralyzes them through the fornication, through the sex, and that's one of the highest forms of manipulation to a man or a woman, right? So their job, I put this as a post a while ago. I said, if you want to see if somebody real, slow down, because manipulators love speed. When you see them being very promiscuous, just throwing it at you, trying to rush you into the bed, a lot of times it's because they're trying to avoid to get you from seeing who they really truly are. And a lot of times that's all they really have to offer. After that, there's nothing else, right? So that's why I was saying that you got to make them work for certain things to be in your life, like marriage. You got to make them work for that. Because if you meet a narcissist and they blind you with the love bombing and the gifts and all that, showering you with all these things, overwhelming you, right? Always on your line 24/7, texting, calling, probably video chatting and video calling and all this stuff, is just another form to keep control on you, right? So in your mind, you thinking like, oh, somebody's finally paying me mind, somebody's finally paying me attention. No, it's just all set up to control you, right? So that's why I say you got to make them work for it, right? You got to make them work for it, because you can't just meet a narcissist and just you just marry them, because to them that's the finish line. You got to make them work for that. If they didn't work to get married, once you marry them and they're already there, that's it. There's like, what else is left? There's nothing else left, right? Or if you just meet them right off the bat and they just ready to jump and have a baby with you, that's it. They feel like they got what they wanted. After that, you see them changing. You see them, going off into different because why? Because they suffer from chronic boredom, y'all. Right? So let's see if I want to get let's see if we could get one more scripture, and then I'm gonna start to wind it down, and then I'm gonna see if I could take some questions, and then we're gonna get into the prayers or whatever. All right, so let's get Psalms 1 and 1. Let's get that real quick.
Khan. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 1 and verse 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not into the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners,
right,
nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doeth he meditate day and night.
How long?
Day and night.
Right. That's and right. And the law, Slakia, read that one more time again.
But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doeth he meditate day and night.
Khan. He meditate day and night. And you know what precept I like to use for that one, right?
Khan.
Where we meditate there. There you go. Bring it out. You
Khan.
got it.
It's the book of Joshua, chapter 1, and verse 8, to link up with Psalms 1 and 1. And it reads, This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do accordingly to all that is written therein. But then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
Khan. All praises. All praises. By Shema Mashiach Yahushua. Khan. So I hope everybody, that's going to be the end of the lesson, right? Going in and exposing these narcissists, because they may be found amongst our people in the nation and also in the other nation. This thing ain't just bound to our people only. This thing is worldwide, y'all. It's found all over the world. It's found in the Central America. It's found down in the South. It's found in it's found all over the world, right? All over. So just know, this is why we're here to bring out. So now, if y'all have any questions or y'all unsure about something, now will be your best and perfect time to ask your questions. And I'll bring y'all out, which I'll bring it out for y'all, break it down, edify y'all to the best of my ability. But like I said, now is a perfect time to ask all your questions if you wasn't aware or you wasn't sure, or if you always had any doubts or anything. Now would be your perfect time. Hold on a second. I see another precept. It looked like Gabar brought out. Let's get Psalms 119 and verse 1 real quick. All right.
We just said Psalms 119 and verse 1?
Yeah, Psalms 119 verse 1. I just looked in the chat and I see brothers putting up scriptures right now.
All right, Khan King. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 1. Blessed are the undefiled in the way, who walk in the law of the Lord.
Mighty. Powerful precept, the water to our beloved brother Gabar Ash, right? HOYNJ, right? So yeah, like I said, brothers and sisters, now is your perfect time. And I also looking in the YouTube chat, I could see y'all. I can't communicate, but I could see what y'all putting up. So whatever y'all right here, I could see it. So if y'all hearing me on the YouTube live, put your questions up. Now is a perfect time. If you never really understand too much about a narcissist, the background, now is your perfect chance to ask it, and I'll edify y'all to the best of my ability. So anybody, does y'all have any questions? All right. So it looks like everybody got edified. Everybody, was following along with the class. It seems like nobody got questions. So if that's going to be it, we're going to get ready to pray out. So I'll give y'all like 2 or 3 minutes, just in case y'all want to bring anything up, just in case y'all want to ask something. But what you call it? I'll give y'all like 2 or 3 minutes before we get into these prayers. Con?
Con.
Con. All right, brothers and sisters, much love. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. I want to say, Baba Pashah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, right? Peace, safety, and blessings to the whole 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, man. Right? All praises. Kwam Yashala, we still got next. And I want everybody to face the east because we're about to pray out. And I'm going to get it in the Paleo Hebrew. So I hope everybody's facing the east and prostrate because we're about to get into the prayers. All right, Khan?
Con.
Khan. Khan. All praise to the Most High. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Paleo Hebrew. And it reads, Abanawa, Shabashamayim, Kadash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwata, Daba'a, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Natalanawa, Lakam, Ko, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kabawafnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawafyanawa, Wala'a, Dabayan, Salakia, Dabayanawa, Banasayawam, Abal, Hawashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwaf, Waha'ala, Wahataparaf, Lai Walamyam, Man. So I just want to say, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. All praise to the Most High, by Hashem Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Come. All right, family. So that was another HOY, Iron Sharpening Iron, Tuesday night lesson, right? A Narc's weapon is anarchy. I hope y'all all enjoyed it. The water to your brothers and sisters for coming out, tuning in, and chopping it up with your boy Zebo. I want to say have a safe and blessed night. We'll be, if the weather permits it, and it's looking like it is, we'll probably be out there in camp tomorrow. So if y'all got me on the Facebook, tune in. Other than that, we'll be back at y'all with another Thursday night class. We got the Cookout HOY New York coming up on Sunday on the 8th. And then we got Sabal's 9/11 pull up on the 11th, a couple of days after that. All right. And happy belated new moon, y'all. 6 months. All praises. All right, family. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Kwame Yashala. We still got next. Hallelujah. And that's it. That's a wrap for me.
Shalom.
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 Con. King.
Shalom, everybody.
Shalom.